Another boy besides our three, we took on another child. It was a challenge. He came 15 years old with a bunch of baggage.
Yeah, that's a
Drugs,
hard one.
alcohol, and smoking.
Mm.
I told him
Yeah.
I was gonna take on a dramatic.
Good, how are you doing? Busy?
Busy.
No, that's good.
How do you hear?
No, my hair's crazy. I almost stopped at the St. Mary's School the other day, but I thought, well, I'm not on the committee.
Dwayne.
Yeah.
See your truck is still here. I
I wasn't talking to you across country.
It's just,
Cause my son.
just slipped my mind to tell you the truth over the weekend. And then this week has just been nonstop.
And
Yeah, no, you got
You
time.
know, but
a lot of the
I'll move it.
schools take ownership.
It's not snow, it's the
Property.
minute you move it, it'll snow.
What's that?
The minute you move it, it will snow.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's just.
Clear brush,
So
practice on that course.
did you?
Yeah, he was gonna even bring a bench in with him, but I haven't seen him yet.
I guess, you know, your buddy Chuck, from Big Supply, he was gonna be stopped, he was supposed to be stopped.
Yeah, he's on the agenda.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He was gonna bring in a
with
sample,
a sample, yeah.
but haven't seen him yet.
Yeah.
He, when I was talking to him, said something about the, the $5,000 limit we had before he bid out, for like 8 benches. He said, oh, yeah. And I'm like, really? So
Yeah, it was interesting.
we'll have to,
Yeah.
have to see the
I haven't met
details.
him yet, I haven't talked to him on the
Where
phone.
you didn't get
He
points
seems-
and where you might have been able to
I met
improve.
him once or twice through Jerry when we were doing
No, I did it with Brendan.
the Space Force flag and doing
Oh, yeah.
and then another project.
Not on that committee.
Yeah.
I think Cindy told me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be glad.
Yeah,
to
no,
do
he'd,
it.
he made it sound like he was gonna be here.
That way,
Mhm.
right past it.
Flag for the world.
What you bring?
Yeah.
Minutes. Different than what I already printed on?
No, I just had been asked to make copies.
Okay.
Mark Walter won't be here today. He just emailed. Got a board of health meeting at Nonia.
That's where we do it.
You already know. You have it, okay.
You didn't hear from Lauren, you didn't hear from Chuck, basic flyer.
Just that I put him on the agenda, but no, I haven't heard from him.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's a pretty
Give an update on the
Oh, can we go there? Field trip.
Yes.
Only if there's a park nearby. Oh, this was
You got
definitely a park.
bathrooms now.
Okay, we'll make sure.
He had a big house that he was going across the road.
That's my summer.
All right, Tim's hosting.
2 weeks. So,
within the next 2 weeks. Then I got the Miles Kimberly update. I should print it out. The grant, what the bid award. If you got it, it'd be nice to compare it. I'm just kind of using this for how everything works.
Yeah, I printed out one thing that I. File that I wanted to present. I'm ready.
All right, so we call the meeting to order. We'll ask you to stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Jim Carpenter,
Here.
Mel Black,
Here.
Lois Bailey,
Here.
Tim Onan,
Here.
Alan and Mark are absent, Rebecca Benedict, here, Keith Padune,
Here.
Charles Godbout,
Here.
and Kathy Dawkins was approved last evening at the Board of Commissioners regular meeting, but she needs to do her swearing in before she can sit in on a meeting. But she is officially on Parks and Rec Commission.
Yeah, I talked to her on Monday and she had a conflict with this meeting.
Okay.
Not sure any changes or adjustments or some motion to approve the agenda.
Move to approve the agenda. Second.
Thank you. Motion by Lois, second by Rebecca. Any discussion, any changes? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Anybody have a conflict of interest with any of the items on today's agenda? Hearing none, I'll assume none. Other comment, anyone from the public wish to make a comment at this time? Anything from staff comments, Mark?
I do have a staff comment. We received our second round of preliminary, or our final score for the Veronica Valley Parks grant. I do have it.
Yeah, I emailed it to all the board members this afternoon, earlier this afternoon.
Okay, so if there are no questions, we're still kind of in a holding pattern. We're just waiting on a decision.
Score went up 15 points because of the additional 2 or 3 letters that were received.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah.
Consideration of the minutes from our October 15th meeting. Ask for a motion to approve the minutes.
Anybody else want to motion? I say we approve the minutes.
Or.
So I got a support from Keith. I think I heard.
Yeah.
Okay. Motion by Lois. Any discussion or changes to the minutes? Hearing none, I'll move the motion. Everyone, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have no unfinished business. The first item of discussion is a review of the Parks and Recs financials through October. Catherine.
Good afternoon. I'll get your transaction history to you. I ran out of paper and a stack of 1 and a carton of 4, so I'm doing the best I can. I'm a one-armed wallpaper hanger right now. This is through October. I'm not anticipating any more. We're going to close the month of October tomorrow, so there could be. Yeah. Oh, here I am. So we'll be closing the October general ledger tomorrow. I don't believe I have any bills for Parks and Rec in that stack. Now going forward, the payroll for Jordan will be redirected to buildings and grounds. There won't be any more charges for his labor on this budget. I understand you're going to have a couple more bills coming in for some repairs at the gazebo and your disc golf. They're going to be done?
Should be.
Okay.
Last Patrick got a minute.
And we did do the budget amendment to incorporate that. So we're not a line item budget in Leelanau County. We go by department. So right now you're underspent on this budget by about $40,000, but you do have those big bills coming in. So it should be fine. I'll watch it. It's my responsibility to watch this between now and the end of the year, and if we need to make an amendment, we will. Okay,
Questions for Kathy?
okay,
Okay,
thank you.
Thanks, Kathy.
Sure.
Thank you.
Moving on to the finance facilities director.
I think the first item on the update is the park disc golf project, and we're excited to talk about that because things kind of went off in a way that we think is really successful. What I have here is I've got the EDS that originally that we put in front of the Board of Commissions, and it has all the requirements, the things that were involved in the quote. And then as that project was executed, Jordan kept this daily log of everything that was done here and with photos. And as of when was this, Jordan? Like the last Thursday?
I closed it out one day.
So last Monday, it's complete and I have the invoice ready. It went really smooth. We've got a nice record of all this. I was really happy about how this project tracked. If anybody wants to look at this stuff, it's really easy with our maintenance management system. I can send this to you via email. So we're really happy, not with just the outcome, but with the process too. So we're excited to report about
I'd
that.
like to see it. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, I'll just shoot it out to the group. Yeah,
Or send it to Warren and Warren can shoot it out to you.
Certainly. And the next one was about the gazebo. The gentleman who is a contractor for that, they're involved with different projects in the area, but that should commence within the first 2 weeks or next 2 weeks rather. So look forward to that beginning. And then
And I'm sorry, this is for the roof.
yes, for the roof of the gazebo. And other than that, what I think we had, there were some washout issues at Veronica Valley. Maybe Jordan could talk about that in more detail. Why don't you come on up here and talk?
So it's really nothing major, but there's just a little washout over by the covered bridge that we will need to probably bring in some sort of fill to fix that. But that's nothing.
Is that the area that continuously keeps washing out, that we needed an engineer to repair?
No, this is a separate spot. Yeah, the spot you're thinking of is over by the main pond and the white bridge, but this covered bridge over, it's kind of near the Veronica or the Maple Valley parking lot. But it's like half of the path is washed out.
Miles Kimberly we're talking about.
No, Veronica Valley.
Sorry.
Veronica Valley.
Yeah.
By the culvert on Center Road.
Over on the far east side of the park,
On some what?
the east side of the park, that covered bridge.
Okay.
How's the beaver situation?
He was just about to get to that. Yeah.
It's going
For the beaver situation, do you need, you say bring us fill or whatever, you know, you talk about gravel, aggregate?
yeah, probably gravel. Yeah, we'll have to source that out from somewhere probably. But
Oh,
We were gonna use some of the stone across from Veterans Memorial that was taken off the roof, and we'll use that to fill in the space.
any input from the drain commissioner would certainly be welcome.
I just wonder what kind of material.
Yeah, and
Sounds
then
good.
as far as the beavers, we've caught 4 so far. But there are still more back there. We're doing our best to keep up, but I mean, so far I feel like we've been pretty successful with that. So
Do you have 4 traps out?
we have 3 right now. Yeah. Pretty much, I think that pretty much sums it up. There's really not a whole lot going on out there at the parks at the moment.
I I assume all the water distribution and water wells at the parks have been winterized?
Oh, yeah, that was done almost a month ago. Dwayne?
Yes.
So no worries about cracked lines again?
No,
Holes on those?
no, we are all set with those, so.
Okay. Any other questions for Patrick and the group?
Thanks.
Or do you know Jim is gonna attend?
Jim will not be here today. His updates were really minimal. If you had a chance to watch the regular session last night, you'll know that 2026 budget was approved. The amount for Parks and Rec is consistent with 2025. So we will have margin for projects in 2026.
Can I get a copy of the budget as it's finally approved?
It will be uploaded on the website. Kathy's working she's working as fast as she can to make the proposed budget, the approved budget, and then get the final budget up on the website. And when it is available, I'd be happy to send out a link to that PDF to everybody to take a look at.
Any update on getting a grant writer, identifying a grant writer, or how we're going to proceed?
No, and Commissioner Campbell had thoughts on that, that it might be more prudent to identify projects before we identify a writer, because the projects might better guide us as to what type of writer we need. But no, we have not, as a county, had further discussions on identifying a specific grant writer.
You know what? I mean, I met with you and Jim, and we discussed the project for a grant for the miles, in the grant application in 2026. Which would be the Miles Kimberly Park accessibility project and the first of the 4 pickleball courts to be done in 2027, putting in a grant application in 2026. So that was our top priority project for that. And if anybody has an opinion about that, or we need to essentially finalize that and say that's the project we want to go for. Yes.
Do you want me to give an update right now on what I'm?
Well, no, we'll wait for what you're working on until that part of the agenda. So this is more just in line with the grant writing part of the agenda. So, I mean, is that our priority for getting a grant? Essentially, we're going to be able to put in 1 grant application in 2026. So what project do we want to be the grant? We already got the one for Veronica Valley working for this year. So the Miles Kimberly one will be for next year. At least in my mind. And that's the way we put it in the plan. Okay. Do I need a motion and a vote? I can't make motions, so someone needs to make a motion and we'll vote on that. That is our priority project for a grant.
So we don't look at where there's money available and money for a specific type of project?
No, we actually, right now, like, she said, when you get the budget's gonna say that we have like $55,000 and for capital improvements in 2026. But that's not really what we have. Okay, we also have a fund that we've been putting money into, which is at 110,000. But should we have a project like the combination of the pickleball courts and the accessibility improvements were, I think, like $460,000. So half of that would be 230,000. So we would need to essentially get a budget adjustment, amendment, whatever, to bring us up to 260, taking funds out of both the capital improvements fund that we have, plus next year's budget. But next year's budget would only need $6,000 for the grant writing. Yes,
If I can just comment, out of that 110, if you get Veronica Valley, at least 50, if not more, is spoken for
right.
to fund that project, because we are required to provide that 50% match, and we have budgeted, we've estimated, without going out for RFPs for the actual construction, we have estimated around $100,000.
Yes, so that would already be committed out of the 110.
If we get that grant, and if you do not get that grant, then you as a commission need to decide if you want to proceed with that project anyways.
In which case we have to commit the whole 110. So do I want to, does anyone want to make a motion that the accessibility improvements and the four pickleball courts at Miles Kimberly Park is the project we want to go forward with a grant application in 2026?
I will make the motion that the Miles Kimberly pickleball court and accessibility will be our primary focus for 2026 or a grant, in regards to a grant.
Do I have a second?
I have a second. I'll second.
Any discussion?
Yes, please. So I'm gonna qualify this and say we may have a modification of what that grant looks like or the amount. Because I've done a fair amount of research now on possibility of converting the tennis courts into pickleball courts. From meeting with people in Glen Arbor, there are not a whole lot of people playing tennis and at Miles Kimberly. And we could convert one of those courts into 2 pickleball courts. We could convert both tennis courts into 4. If we did that, it would be substantially less money involved. So,
Well, I don't really want to go too far off our 5-year plan that has the pickleball court. If we do anything, the refurbishment and resurfacing of the tennis courts is in the plan, also in the plan for 2027 monies, which to my mind, would be more maintenance and expense as opposed to capital. But we would do both. And then we might forego till later the additional 4 pickleball courts on the north part of the park. Because right now we got the design has 8 pickleball courts, 4 in the north section, 4 in the south section, right next to the soccer field.
right.
So if we go with those 4 and we go with 2 or 3 or 4 on the tennis court area, we would then probably not do the additional 4 courts at on the north part. At least in my mind.
Well, so I think if I heard Jim correctly, you were just asking for a modification, right?
Yeah,
But yeah, this is converting 2, to my mind, I don't necessarily want to totally eliminate the tennis courts. So we would probably convert 1 tennis court to 2 pickleball courts and to keep 1 tennis court. But that again is not a total replacement, it's just resurfacing and putting new lines down and interior fence work, I think is needed.
right. And if we go that route, then we'd have to have a separation fence between the tennis court and pickleball court. That's not overly expensive.
I guess I would like to ask the question, are the tennis courts being used at all?
I see people there, I mean, almost every day.
Okay,
It's not
But-
totally unused, but
But it's really usually only one side of the court at a time.
right, okay, good.
That, the tennis coach from Glen Lake, I can't think of his name at the moment, but, he's there a lot. with
Michael
people.
Levon,
Who is it?
Michael Levon.
Okay,
Tim Sutherland's there a lot. He does
And-
lessons.
Yeah.
maybe that's what I'm thinking of, but yeah. But I like, personally, I like the idea of, converting one side to pickleball and maybe using the funds for other uses.
Yeah.
For the moment.
I think too, if you have one of each, you can track what's being used more. And that might help determine where you want to invest.
I agree.
good exchange of views.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I had a motion and a second. Any more discussion?
Who did the second?
Keith made the second. Rebecca made the motion. The motion essentially is that we would go for a grant in 2026 for the Miles Kimberly accessibility project and the first floor or the south pickleball courts, essentially. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We have our plan. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the Fountain parcel. I called Brandon at the road commission, talked to him about that parcel. The road commission actually has it on their list of surplus parcels that they would be willing to get rid of. They have actually no use for the parcel themselves. But I'm looking at the parcel. There's only one very small area that's actually usable. The rest of it is all wetlands. And, yeah, I looked at that earlier.
Okay, good.
And I don't understand the term, but
Yeah, I know.
I assume the one that, the pink one is actually wetlands.
No,
The green one,
actually.
the green one is wetlands. So, and the parcel is actually bisected by Lake Leelanau Road or Drive. So it's already divided in half, so it's much smaller. So that's my opinion, is that we would not actually put a park there. Personal opinion.
So, yeah, well, you want comments from?
Well, that's comes from here for in a minute. The road commission, essentially, it's up to them to do the disposal if we're not gonna ask for it. So that would be their decision, and the road commission board would have to make their decision on what they're gonna do with the parcel. So, go ahead, Lois.
So I did some exploration. I called the Tart Trail folks and see if they had any interest in it, just to add it to their right of way and use it for whatever. They've just acquired a parcel on Lakeview Road where they're gonna put a storage building for their equipment, which is also just adjacent to the trail and not wet. So they're more concerned about sightlines, and they've been talking to the road commission about backing up the sightlines where the trail crosses because of the high-speed traffic on Lake Leelanau Drive. And so they might.
Is that some tree cutting or?
Yeah, right. So they might be willing to take maybe part of that parcel and be able to control it themselves and clear as they needed to for better visibility, knowing about bicycles and cars and somebody speeding across trying to beat the train. So, but and for the rest of the parcel, or maybe all of the parcel, I would recommend giving it to the land bank. Because if there is a buildable area on it, then the land bank can handle either disposing of it through a sale or donating it to Habitat or Homestretch to build some affordable housing.
We talked about it in yesterday's meeting a little bit, but it's really, we probably won't be addressing the parcels until early next year, because right now our focus is on our budget. So it is, and I even talked to the group about the for low income housing. If any of those parcels are suitable for housing, that would be the way to go. And so our committee has talked about it. Tim is in charge of that. I'll make sure to tell them to get back with you when we do talk more about it.
So I see no reason to accept it as park property unless it's strategic to an existing park.
Right. That's also my opinion.
Yeah.
That we would not pursue.
We have more than that person. I don't know how many exactly, but there's several others. definitely wants to look into.
I don't think we need a motion or anything, we just need to, just get back to Ben and say, we discussed it at our meeting and we're not gonna pursue acquiring the parcel. Is that,
Formal
It's
enough?
probably a
Yeah.
safe bet.
if everybody's in consensus agreement, unless anybody thinks we should do something with it? Okay. I think that puts that topic to bed. And so now we're up to the Veronica Valley Park bench presentation. So one of you gentlemen is Mr. Chuckle Benson?
That'd be me.
Okay, you're up.
Come on up. Perfect. Well, thanks for inviting me up. And first of all, when I got this invitation, I had asked a few questions and they suggested that we bring a sample. Because this is, as I understand it, it's going to be something in the future. And so what we did is I did bring the manufacturer of the bench with me. So any technical questions, you can certainly be the authority on these. One of the things that we do, I am the owner of Bay Supply in Traverse City well, I'm the founder, I've been there 40 years. So we did a lot of work for your flags and banners and other kinds of items out in Leelanau County for years. So thank you for that. But we also have expanded ourselves because we are a sign company as well as a large embroidery company and an imprint company. So and this is how I came around to this stuff, because we're doing some imprinting right now on benches. We've done some stuff for, we've made some great picnic tables for the tribe, Peshabi Town. And if you guys go to Don's Drive-In to eat once in a while, those pink picnic tables there, those are ours. And we do Grand Beach and Sugar Beach and all kinds of other places around. So the first thing that we said we were going to do, if I was going to get into this, is that the quality of the material has to be the highest quality available on the marketplace. That stuff is ubiquitous on the retail line. You don't know what you're getting. It all looks the same. The difference between what we do here is this is pure poly. And if you need a further explanation of that, Kurt can elaborate on that. But a lot of the stuff that you see looks the same as a lot of the other poly. But a lot of that stuff is recycled pop cans and I don't know, other things that are put into pallets. But it's about 35 or 45% of the product. But to cheapen it up, then they put calcium carbonate in it. And so it's kind of the same stuff, but it won't last. So the conversations that we had here, he said, I want something that goes out in this park. I don't want any problems with it. So you don't have to remove it. Once it's in the ground, it's going to stay there. But this stuff, and I brought some samples there that you can feel the poly. And really, you should try to pick this up because this is a piece of work here. We brought in some samples for you, and you can look at these if you'd like. And what we can do, by the way, and this would be up to you if you want to.
Can we roll that into this open space?
Sure, absolutely,
But
sure.
we're actually on video and that's not showing up on the video right now.
All right. So we pull this around. But this is all 100% pure poly. This is really the stuff that you use on high commercial docks. But the advantage is that when we have something like this, we can do every bench a different color if you want. But I can see you shaking your head. That's probably not what you want to do. But
We have three parks and we're allowing each park to have a style of bench
Sure.
separate from the other two, but they all have to be the same.
yeah, that's no problem. And what we do differently, by the way, if you'll look at this, everything here, I can show you the back more of it, is everything that we do, by the way, we make with aluminum structure. Because I'll tell you, if you didn't do that, you're gonna get some problem in the past. The only thing that we would recommend that no one do, and we could get a sign on it. You, believe this or not, there's some picnic tables that were donated to some of the parks in Traverse City for the homeless. And those guys put barbecue pits on top of them.
I believe it.
And, I don't know if they couldn't put their hot dog on the ground and do the hot dog. They had to put them on the picnic table. That's the only thing that I can think of this other than a chainsaw or an axe that's gonna destroy this.
Well, we move them from the lake.
You're gonna take them up?
No, they're gonna be fastened down.
Yeah, these are fastened in concrete.
I know.
So, but if you want to take them out of there, you could. But it's a pretty simple bench here with high quality material. That is the bottom line. And you had recommended, my recommendation was to bring a 4-footer in, because I think 4 feet was what you were looking for.
4 or 5, but we haven't really super agreed on that yet
Okay.
officially.
Okay.
Well, this is a 4-foot table.
Yeah.
So we can make anything you want. Probably the next thing you're gonna say is, what's my price?
What's your price, Chuck?
Well, I can give you estimate right now because this is gonna be a 2016 event, is that correct?
2026.
26.
Yeah, 26, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, we're gonna start.
So some prices are going up, especially aluminum. I can give you an estimate because I do have to imprint each one of these with the donor name, which we could do. I would guess right now, I'm talking, if I had to do this project tomorrow, we're looking at $1,000 to $1,200 a bench. If we get into next year and I get some increases in pricing, which I may, I don't know where I'm going with this stuff. It could be,
What with brass plaque versus imprint. Cost difference.
oh, not really, but
Well, I would use a roll mark material.
Yeah.
That is made, you etch it with a laser, which we have, and then you would put it on. The thing about those plaques is after time, they're sort of like a gray plaque,
Yeah.
They fade out,
Hey, Chuck, could you have your buddy come up?
oh, sure, Kurt.
So you can go with black aluminum versus.
Yeah, oh, yes, and by the way, we would powder coat them.
yeah, so we powder coat, we do a lot of different things with poly. We're one of the only ones that weld poly. So this is welded in the back. So we weld our poly. And one thing about this material, you have to understand, this is marine grade poly. So when you get your bright chairs like tan, the pink and all the fancy colors, everything's gonna fade. Nothing will not fade. This has a lifetime warranty on rot. It doesn't have it on fade. We've had these on the water for a long time, so the fade factor, like I say, everything fades, but it will be so many years down the road that it won't even, you guys won't even notice it.
Yeah.
And one of the things with marine grade poly, this can go underwater. This poly is made to go underwater. So it can be submerged at 100%. And like Chuck said, the difference between pure poly and like the chairs and the different things that you get that the Amish make is that they have a filler in it. So a filler is clay. So they add filler in it. And if you take poly material and you lay it out, and if certain material isn't fastened every, probably 8 to 12 inches, that thing's gonna do this. And this is like your Trex, a lot of Trex they're hollowed on the back. So your dock or whatever you're putting on has to be really straight, but this is pure 5/4 board. So that's the thing with lumber rock. And we met these guys down in Nashville at the Dock Expo when we were down there. And their stuff is stout. It's a good material, but it's like anything else, you get what you pay for. So,
And by the way, bacteria and viruses won't grow on this. And animals won't chew it.
yeah, so you could, with the powder coating, I work with Brody over at CRM. He does a lot of our powder coating. Cause we make a lot of stuff out of this. We make our own benches, our own chairs and benches. We make boxes, deck boxes that are waterproof. So we use a lot of this stuff.
And we do garbage cans, by the way.
What would be the annual maintenance on the chair?
There is none.
There is none, so just come out and power wash it every once in a while?
Yeah. Yeah, or you don't even need power wash, just get a simple green eraser or magic eraser and go over it. There is no maintenance on it.
So it's, somebody decided to put his sweetheart's name in it with a jackknife.
Yeah, but if something like that does happen, you don't have to replace the whole bench either. Truck can bring it to me, I break it apart, I weld 2 more pieces on it or a piece, so, yeah, this stuff is, like I say, we use it on all our dock furniture, and,
So the black piece.
yeah, this is a powder coated piece, because we do a lot of accessories, like dog dishes that mount to our dock system. And we cut, like the dog dish holder and all that out of poly. We do life vests, we do any kind of a hanging, we just do a lot of different things. And some people want it powder coated, so we do powder coat some, but this aluminum, it's a high grade aluminum, so we've been using this aluminum for 25 years. Comes out of the UP. So, and this is made in, this stuff is made right in Chicago. So.
Now, the cost that you gave us, now, does that include the pad that sits on the?
Yeah, it is an estimate. I need to walk the park over there with someone so I can see the locations of where you're putting it in. But I was told that it would only be, you're looking at a 2 or 3 inch pad, is that what you're looking
Yeah,
for,
it'd
something
be
like that?
just enough to hold the bench
Yeah.
and wide enough around the perimeter so that our park guys wouldn't have to like trim under it or anything else. They could
Yes, yeah, that's fine. And probably what I would like to do is have them, if I did get the job, we would go ahead and pour the pads at one time.
Mhm.
And then just prep it. So if you ordered a bench, we could just go screw it down.
So when you pour the pads, do you have fasteners in it?
Yeah, we took fasteners.
So with us, we have a system where it comes up through the dock, and then you take, it's a ours are handheld, so they can take it off.
Yeah.
But you would want something double nutted or something, so
Yeah,
somebody can't steal them, because
not a problem.
they would definitely,
You guys won't have any theft problems in Leelanau County, will you?
I see no merit to have different ones for different parts.
Yeah.
Well, we already have a different style at Old Settlers, so we really wouldn't change that style. We would
Yeah.
continue to get those. Miles Kimberly has a couple of benches by the tennis courts and by the soccer field. They're now not in the greatest of shape. They're not even consistent, I don't think. So that one would be another one where we try to get some.
We are
consistency.
flexible. And we can do some custom work for you as well. So,
Can we see the colors? Does anybody want to see the colors?
You know, there's a couple colors missing, because I think my wife's still trying to figure out what we want to do at the house, but, black's missing.
Black is
I think wood, you get the brown wood.
well, black is black.
Yeah.
Black is
I know,
your,
I was
your,
joking.
your stuff.
Talk to me about the actual surface on the bench itself. That's powder, what you're calling powder coated?
No, this is powder.
Okay. What's,
So these would be powder coated, so that's gonna be an upcharge, because some people just like it for the looks of it.
Yeah, we like the wood look.
Yeah, the darker.
so is that a stain?
It's actually, that's the color, like when we inject our dock vinyl for our dock, it's a brown pellet, and then we add coloring to it, and it heats up, and it's like a Play-Doh machine.
Okay.
That's the same thing with this, it's run through a machine that puts, and what, yeah, so what's nice about this is that both sides of it are, you get a wood grain on both sides, where a lot of poly, you won't get it on one side.
And actually the color is all the way through that piece.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Buy it for a deck, it's expensive.
No, I just built, my dad's 93, Korean vet, and I just built the deck at his house, and, it's really not that bad. I don't mean to knock Trex, but Trex has made the whole poly thing sort of not good. Yeah, that's all. I'll just leave it at that. Their material, it falls short. We won't use it because I have to deal with a lot of water, a lot of heat, and that's the biggest thing with poly. You get it in heat, and man, if it's not the right poly, it's gonna go like this. It is the weakest stuff you can get on the planet. But if you get pure HDP poly, you, me, everybody, your grandkids, that stuff will still be here when everybody's gone, because it's marine grade, and they have to meet certain recs on the marine grade. We're actually doing a lot of stuff in Florida, because Florida is one of those states where every week you get a hurricane. Well, everybody's using luminized, so now they're using our poly decking, so the waves come up through it. And so.
So let me ask you this now, again, I was asked just to give a presentation, but it was a potential sale, but I don't have all the exact details of what you want me to quote. Is it a 4 or a 5? And I should look at the site before I give you a final quote.
Sure.
And it's gonna be I assume that this has got to be approved by the board, of course, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So basically, this is a spring 2016, or I keep on saying 16. I wish I'd get those 10 years back.
Yeah.
2026 event.
Yeah, I mean, part of the project is also going to be trying to identify donors to actually buy a bench.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's gonna take some time.
Yeah, and that's fine. And like I say, I've been around, my company's been there over 40 years, so I'm pretty sure I'll be there for next year, so.
Have you've been to Veronica Valley Park before?
Yeah, I used to play golf there many years ago,
Well,
but I
we do
haven't
have-
walked the park in many years, so.
We do have one bench now on the south side of the ponds. And majority of the benches would go around the ponds, the upper and lower ponds.
Okay,
So if you go out there, just kind of walk around the pond
okay,
edges, and you'll get an idea of the
all right.
terrain.
Yeah, I just put a bunch of these in for, on Duck.
You
Our
guys
association.
actually walk the ponds and identify them.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
actually have an aerial map.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I can.
You have an estimated
Yeah.
number?
Oh, would you?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I can give you a business card.
Yes.
It's funny you were saying pickleball court, because I live out on Duck, and I just made 6 of these for the pickleball court there. So they had the trucks, and they had treated underneath, and it was just.
What would be the difference to go to, say, a 5-foot bench or 6-foot bench? Would it be a larger?
Yeah, you're gonna have to, the supports, it's gonna need more supports, so you're gonna drive the cost up.
5 business cards.
Okay.
And
You get one for us and we can.
We offer a 6-foot bench on the dock side, and, most popular bench is 4 foot.
I would think that, it's like a sofa, you know, you can get a bigger sofa and still 2 people sit on it.
Yeah,
You'll never get 3.
yeah, I was gonna say, a
So-
5-foot bench, you're not gonna get,
No,
you might get a 2-year-old.
yeah, if you did a 6, you'd have to have another support,
Okay.
because I won't, yeah. It's gotta stand the test of time.
So, not to take any more of your valuable time up, but you, how do you want me to proceed here?
Well, we have to talk amongst ourselves, and
Okay.
we all have to agree
Sure.
as far as the committee, the Veronica Valley Committee, and then the Parks Committee. We'll have to, all discuss everything and
Sure.
see if it's a go, and then we'll start the procedure of offering it to the public as a memorial bench.
Yeah, that's fine. So that's sometime in.
It's gonna be next year.
Next year, okay, and that's perfectly fine.
We do like what we see. It's nice and solid looking.
Yeah.
It looks like it'll be around for many years.
Yeah, we'll be.
That I do like.
Yeah, we really appreciate your presentation.
Yeah,
and
no,
details.
no worries, but, I did ask the question they asked, by the way, if you, in these parks, being a sign company, we do, wayfinding signage. And so, if there's an opportunity to get on a bid list for that, and I will have to tell you what, through the company, in his company, we make the best storage benches in the world. Odawa up there, these things are made out of this high grade poly, and they put, we put hinges on them and they put locks on those things. They have some locations up there and they put tools in them and they put places on their facilities where they have to have first aid kits and they gotta have other stuff. Where if they have an event or something, they don't have to pull that stuff up every time they go. And they open it up, it's completely waterproof. And I'm telling you, I can give you the guys up in Odawa and they love those things. They've got pending orders for me now. But we can custom make those for you. And for an event or any place you had where you had to have a waterproof, it's in a location, but you want to lock it down and nobody's gonna break in there unless you got a chainsaw.
They ain't gonna lift it, I can tell you that.
That's right.
Because the high density sheet of poly weighs 250 pounds.
So there may be
4
something,
by 8 sheet.
something that the weather and the moisture and all the elements that you want it secure and dry. And so that's other stuff that we do.
Yeah, that's a bench, it's a storage bench as well.
Do you sometimes extend the pad for handicap, like, so it's empty for handicap accessibility?
You can do anything you want. Actually, we can make picnic tables that got wheelchair accessible. We do that. So I mean, we will do custom work for it.
Okay.
Again, you know, I'm in sales, but I should be in marketing and tell people what I do because I've been here a long time.
Yeah, he has me with the horse people. I said, hey, I gotta do dock. That's my living.
You do a lot of work. You want to keep one of these samples?
I got 2 of them right here. All
Yeah.
right.
That's not a problem. They could have a sample. or two.
Everybody-
No, that's all right.
They probably want a sample for you.
The lighter colors, like the heat, the darker colors absorb heat, give off.
They really don't. I mean, if you get black, it's gonna be warm, but poly is cool to the touch. It's a lot cooler than if you did aluminum or if you did a lot of some of those steel benches they have with all the mesh on them.
I think keep it so we can vote on it.
Rebecca, go ahead.
Sure.
Rebecca's the color
Let me
person.
grab
Did you
one.
want?
Wood color, right? Yes.
So the cedar, actually, one of the better ones is the cedar and with the black. It looks really good. I actually powder coated my dock black and I put the cedar.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep, you're welcome.
Jim, you picture of that bench so that if you want to use it as an example of what you're marketing to people for a meeting item.
If we take a picture of the
Well,
bench,
I was thinking, Chuck could just email us a picture.
Yeah,
Yeah, better.
yeah, they're in our,
Yeah.
they're in our brochure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can get
That
I
way
would
you
think
can
we
have all-
want at least 5 or 6 foot.
Yeah, honestly, material wise, if you were gonna do one, I'd do 4 because it yields the best usage. There's not one piece left on the board because we all make all the backers underneath.
Well, we can
that
always
one.
put 2 of them in certain areas.
Yeah, if, so, like, we make 6 foot, we've made a 20-foot bench. So, yeah, it's,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, thank you.
Yeah, you
Thank
bet. Thank
you.
you, thank you.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you, Chuck.
What's that?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That brings us to committee reports.
Thank you.
Miles Kimberly Park.
Okay.
Yeah, we heard it already.
Huh?
That's
Yeah,
important.
I just heard back today from Greg Argyle, who's doing the work in the disc golf course. He sent me some images and examples of signs for sponsorship of either the whole course or individual signs. So it's right up there, Alan. He said those are very popular and they're doable. So this is another example of one of the things we need to consider as we move into 2026 and doing a nonprofit. So we can create that vehicle.
So did he have an idea what people pay for a
Yeah, he
sponsorship?
said that they range from $200 to $500 for the sign itself. And if you want to have a whole course, you can do it for
18 times 500.
No, he said you can get them like for
10%
1,000
off.
to 1,500. That's an annual fee, but it's probably in our best interest whenever possible. I know at Tart Trails, those are reasonably permanent signs. The same organizations come back and sponsor them every year.
Right, I can't remember what they are anymore.
Yeah.
We have one, but
Yeah. So I think they're doable prices, and I think with the disc golf audience, I think those might be very appealing. And with we've already talked about the pickleball courts. I personally really like the idea of converting one of the courts into 2 pickleball courts. And, yeah,
Very popular.
and,
My only caveat I'll give you is that in the plan, the resurfacing of the existing tennis courts is in 2027. If we want to try to accelerate it and move it earlier,
but plans can be modified, is that
that's
correct?
what I'm saying.
Yes.
It'll take some actions to do that, because actually, if I look at the county's CIP, I think it's actually even out later. So our 5-year plan currently has it in 2027.
Yeah.
Just let you know.
Yeah. Lois, anything to add?
I think you're doing a great job. I'm glad I went on vacation.
Remind me before I forget, once again, how much does what was the estimate on the Veronica Valley shelter?
Well, I'm just kind of got some rough estimates. There's one in here for a 20 by 40 foot timber shelter for 45,000.
45,000.
That's just the shelter. not the pad.
Yeah, that's just the shelter.
Miles Kimberly also has a pavilion in their plan out in 2028, I think,
Yeah.
next to the baseball diamonds.
All right.
Rebecca, what do you got for Old Settlers?
Well, as Patrick mentioned, the roof repair will be, or the roof will be done and will start in 2 weeks, right, Patrick?
Within 2 weeks.
And then the other thing that I wanted to talk about, Patrick, is, we mentioned about the safety of the swing set.
Yep.
Yep, and I went online and I got some information, and I have copies if anybody wants to read it, but just like what is supposed to be and how much it's supposed to cover. So that's what is supposed to be there. So it is in regards, do you guys want to see one of these? It's,
I already looked at one, I think you guys-
okay. Yeah, here, I took that. So it's in just what type of protective surface should be in the playground area under the swings, and how thick it should be, and also how far around in dimensions. Because we are not up to code right now with the way it stands.
And this is applicable to all three parks, because they all have playgrounds. And I don't know that any of them are up to code as far as the depth of the fall material.
And we had that on our task list to get a cost for that. It's just, it's not super high priority, so we're working on it.
Yeah, this is great.
8 to 9 inches, but maintaining 8 to 9 inches, because of the engineered wood product we use decomposes and turns into topsoil.
Right.
And right now, if you go to Old Settlers, you got an inch of material and you've got topsoil that eats below. Okay?
I just wanted to bring it to, the attention. Thank you.
Thanks for the research.
Yeah.
And Keith, where are we going to Veronica?
All right, well, we just got our park bench presentation. I didn't think about it, but I do have experience color coding, and you can do different colors. So you could color code the frame a brown, a red, or whatever colors you can get. There's lots of colors available for that. So that's something we could consider too, is a different, not just black or plain aluminum. We could have color coded brown or whatever, or green, so that's open. And yeah, I am looking into the picnic shelter, but it's not necessarily gonna be something we'd go for a grant for. We're looking at sponsorship. So that's kind of like where we're gonna go with that. Other than that, that's it.
You said a 20 by 40?
20 by 40, and it's timber.
It's timber.
It's a metal roof, but it's all nice 8 by 8 type timbers.
You said the price was 45,000?
Yep, 45. Yeah, 45,262.
Well, I mean, if you got a sponsor that's gonna pay for it, obviously when it is in the CIP
Yeah.
is not necessarily applicable, but I'll look it up anyway, just to make sure.
So if I could interject a question. So Keith, are there trails that go from Veronica Valley into the Conservancy's property, Jason?
Are you talking about across the street or just?
I thought there was some property of, like on the north edge of the trail that was part of the Conservancy's holdings.
All I know is it goes as far as that there's private property at the very end on the other side of that one pond, the back pond. That's all I know of is that area there.
I didn't bring my map, but I just thought, if there's a linking of trails through, you might be able to talk to the Conservancy about helping either with trail maintenance or construction, or maybe even, I don't know, if that structure would be beneficial to the users on their park as well as.
Yeah, we kind of like the idea of having the shelter near the upper and lower pond there on the south end. Again, like Alan uses that area, he puts up a tent for his youth fishing day.
Right.
And there's other people that had interest in having a shelter there. So that's kind of the area that we'd be looking at. But I mean, as far as funding for it, it would be, this is something that Alan was really excited about, that we would put the word out there, we would sell plaques or whatever to fund the construction of it.
And for sure, ask Bingham Township.
Yeah, we're open, we're gonna.
I
if we
mean,
can-
Midge was willing to write a letter of support, but we got to her too late. She didn't respond as fast as she should have. I was not quick enough to get a request to her, but she was amenable to supporting our request for a letter of support on the grant.
Okay.
The plan includes a grant application in 2027 with 100,000 of funding in 2028.
Yep.
So that's about half, your estimate is half what's in the plan.
Yeah.
I think, we talked a little bit about sponsorship, Veronica Valley for the cross-country team.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned to Brendan Lane from the road commission, he has supposedly talked to the cross-country coach. Would you be, is it okay if any of us talk to the cross-country coach? I'm quite into that because.
Yeah. Like I say, we want to spark an interest in the community, which then makes more interest in getting it funded.
I want to talk to him about policing the trail in the spring of the year. Our team down was where I came from, where my son was a runner. And the college has their own course on their property, but the high schools generally are on somebody else's land.
Right.
When sometimes they use their football field in the surrounding area, but to have their own course, I'd like to give them a little pride in the fact that this is your home course. We would like a schedule each year of when you're gonna be here, so that he knows when they're gonna.
Is that feasible, where we could designate Veronica Valley as a track for?
What I was gonna suggest is find a Michigan county that a program you like has been successful in.
Yeah.
And then that's a good place to start from, because that means another Michigan county has figured out how to do it. And if you want to stop by the office, I can help you with that research process like we've done in the past. But we want to find a model that's worked, that's parallel as much as we can. I mean, that's what we did with the benches. We tried to find a program that worked. You know, there's no need to reinvent the wheel.
No.
Someone else has already done all the legislative and the policy and the law research, you know, to find something. I mean, we have to do a little bit of digging, but that's where I would say start.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if the coach is, if he's on board with it, then we'll move forward with something like that. See if we can designate Veronica Valley as their home course.
And then they can promote it in their conference against other schools, bring teams in to have bigger events at the college.
I like the idea. It's just that, you know, we have to function under state policies, laws, and basically it's that interface between government, you know, and the parks or the events that you want to do. We have to figure out that interface.
Yes.
And so if someone else has already figured out that interface, that's where we want to start.
Well, if we had the coach approach yourself, for instance, or somebody designated for them.
What I would do is I would sit down with one of you commissioners, and we'd sit and we'd brainstorm and we do research online and try to find what other counties have had successful programs similar to this. And then we'll look at what they figured out.
Okay.
Anything else, Keith?
That's it.
Any public comment? You don't expect at this time. Any final comments, Lauren? Commissioner comments?
Lois, you mentioned that conservancy property over by, yeah, so they have a 40-acre parcel that's in the southwest corner. But it's all, it looks like it all lays south of 641.
I need my map, because I thought it was north, where the Mason Creek was.
No, the conservancy's got a 40-acre parcel
Okay.
on the southwest side of, they don't have anything on the.
Okay.
Anybody else got a comment? None from me, so we are adjourned. 4:05.
I have another.
Sounds Victorian type.
Yeah, something's big, village planning commission is very good.
Yeah, I mean, they got the fields, yeah.
I was thinking, is there a way in the future that our generations could,
Yes.
like, put something over it to change the names and sell them again? That's in my mind.
Yeah,
but- Well, like it, 25 years, how can we get it? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think about asking, is there a limit to character on the etching? You know what I'm saying? So it's I was like 30.
I think we will need limits.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
to-
that's the thing, it's so, like, that's what I figured out, you know,
Consistency.
first year. This is a game, but there's different ways we can play it. So,
Yeah, that was great. I love that.
these plans, like, the 5-year plan, it is. And that's a guideline, and so
Just it needs to.
you guys are the commissioners.
I totally understand.
I can help you formulate some of those plans and ideas, but then you'll have to say, well, I think we should do these plans.
Yeah, you know.
Like that, and I'm still learning how all these processes. And a lot of it is just like, I just got done saying, it's like,
We have one.
there's things we're not sure